So today was definitely a bloodbath. What's going on, team? It's Ricky with Technical Solutions here with another update video, just like you all requested. So make sure you drop a thumbs up. What I want to talk to you guys about today is that ticker symbol GME, as in Gamestop stock, lost over 60% of its value today, as well as AMC lost a little bit over 40%. And one of the questions that I was getting a lot in my previous video is when I showed my overall P&L, and I'll show it here again, during that live trading video, I think I was up like 5.6K or 5.3K. I ended up closing the day at a little bit over $5,000 as a little bit of the market pulled back, as in Tesla and AMC. What I want to share with you is what I did and how I did it. I'm not here to share this so you can copy or mimic what it is that I do. What it is that I do is not necessarily the best way to do it for everyone, but it simply works well for me. And if you understand the concept of waiting for confirmation, and after something aggressively sells off and trading reversals, averaging up into your position size, reducing your position size as it becomes overbought, this is something that I do every single day with stocks like Tesla, with stocks like Lululemon. When something aggressively sells off, it builds a large margin for a potential recovery. We don't know how much it can sell off, so you have to be very patient to wait for that confirmation. But once it breaks above that EMA line and it begins to indicate signs of an uptrend, just like we've said so many times before, just like I said in yesterday's video, and just like I've said in almost every single one of my videos, it is so much easier to make money in the stock market when the overall direction is in your favor, but it's still not easy. And then people had the audacity. There's very few people, but people began to ask, Ricky, why did you trade AMC? This is against everything it is that you stand for. I've had a 150 share position on AMC since like Thursday or Wednesday of last week. I was up like $300 or $400 when AMC was pushing. What did I call it in those videos? I called it fun money. In every single one of my videos, I kept encouraging people that, hey, these are super risky stocks. I wasn't hyping it up like everyone else. I wasn't like, oh, this is going to $1,000 a share. I was getting some backlash because I was encouraging people that, hey, don't be afraid to lock in your profits. These are very overbought levels. But guess what? It was very bullish at the time. I was like, 100, 150 shares of AMC, that's not very much money based off of my overall account size. If I were to lose it all, yeah, it would suck, but I wouldn't be devastated. That's what I view as my fun money. That's what I tried to preach in every single one of my videos. And what did I do today? Well, when I saw that AMC was aggressively selling off and it hit lows of $6, it then began to indicate signs of an uptrend. I was in the Learn Plan Profit Discord chat. We were waiting for confirmation for the break above the EMA line. And once it started going, then guess what? I began to average into my position size. It's literally like a perfect reversal. And it's something that we talk about all the time. It's something that I do with Tesla. And let me ask you this. At one point, I had over 3,000 shares of AMC. Look at my P&L. Look how many shares I have of AMC. I only held 200. I didn't even have to hold those 200. But just in case it gaps up, then I can partake in that. Just in case it gaps down, then yeah, I do lose a little bit. But guess what? It's called rebalancing my position size with a dollar amount in which I can tolerate. And what does that mean? This is something that I do every single day. And I will hold a certain amount of shares of Tesla overnight because it's been so bullish since its initial talk about being added to the S&P 500. But I day trade Tesla sometimes with over 200 shares. I never hold 200 shares of Tesla overnight. So I'll day trade and scalp the lows and the highs. I trade the reversals, right? And I do my part in scalping it, taking advantage of the intraday plays. But when it comes down to holding something overnight, I gotta make sure that I take risk management into consideration. And that is exactly what I did with AMC today. I didn't ride AMC all the way up to $9 with my full 3,000 shares. Guess what? What is one thing I'm known for within our Learn Plan Profit live trading sessions? Almost every single time I sell too early. And it's something that like we joke around about because I do tend to sell too early. I sold the majority of my shares by the time we hit the middle VWAP. That's right around $8 a share. That's an extra $1. That's over 10%. And I missed out on a majority of that because I loaded off on my position as we were approaching the middle VWAP. Guess why? Because I'm not listening to the people that are like, diamond hands, if you don't hold, you have paper hands. You can call my hands poop hands. But what are they? Well, they're hands that sold my AMC position for a profit. And that's not something a lot of people can say that are still holding. Never allow other people to determine where you choose to buy or sell the specific stocks that you see value in. And did I go in with $100,000 like I do with Lululemon, like I do with Baba, like I do with Tesla? No. I went in with 3,000 shares, something that I can tolerate. So for all those that have $1,000 accounts, that's like you going in with $100 or $200. It would suck if you lose it all, but guess what? You wouldn't be super devastated, and neither would I, right? We're all in different positions when it comes down to the dollar amount that we can risk. But if they begin to try to influence you to hold beyond something in which you can tolerate, the only person that you have to blame is yourself. And at the very end of it, we've always tried to do our part, at least on this channel, to encourage you never to buy at a specific place or sell at a specific place. You should never be told what to do, but to have a plan. It's structure. Because at least it's premeditated. You take into consideration where you plan to buy, where you plan to sell, and guess what? Trades don't always go according to plan. So you always have to take into consideration where you choose or plan to cut losses, risk management. But guess what? A lot of people did not until today. Eventually this was going to happen, and regardless if you agree or disagree with how things played out, this is how pump and dumps work. These are how momentums play work. They're super relevant, super bullish when the momentum is in place. But as they begin to lose demand, lose volume, just like we talked about yesterday, people begin to lose money. It's a reality check of like, hey, I don't want to hold this position anymore. I'm losing too much money, more money that I want to be able to tolerate. And then that's where people begin to cut losses. It's a snowball effect, and then people begin to aggressively sold off. And that's essentially what we experienced right at market open. We were able to make a slight recovery, and then we began to consolidate throughout the later hours. And guess what? I only had 200 shares, so I really didn't care. How do I plan to trade AMC, GME, and all of those hype stocks moving forward? I don't even know if I'm going to continue to trade them. All I know is that I'm going to do my part in balancing out my position size because I want to be both effective and efficient. I want to make sure that I have enough money in whatever position I see value in to feel motivated, but not so much that I become an emotional mess. And you can see in the comment section who's an emotional mess. It's that, plain and simple. So all I want to encourage you is not asking people where you should buy, where you should sell, but to have that structure and just ensure that it makes sense to you, that your upside outweighs your downside. No one knows if AMC or GME are going to continue to pump. I'm excited to follow up with it, and I hope it does so people can continue to make money. But let's be honest, it doesn't have to play out that way, and it can continue to sell off. And guess what? I'm gonna do my part in waiting for that proper time of confirmation, making sure that it meets my criteria, and I'm gonna do it with a position size that I'm comfortable with, and I'm gonna sell early like I always do to ensure that I lock in profits and keep my paper hands in my pockets with my paper. So maybe that's why they call it paper hands. So I just wanted to update you guys on my overall positions. Wanted to encourage you guys to simply implement structure. I'm never here to encourage you to buy something, to encourage you to sell something. I'm just here to encourage you to implement structure, because in a market with so much opportunity and being able to do whatever it is that you want, those are the markets that you want to implement the most structure to be the most effective, and it's that simple. So if you guys want to stay connected, we do run one of the largest free Facebook groups in the world with over 300,000 members, and that's that first link in the description. And if you guys want to tune on into my live trading session as soon as tomorrow, click the second link down below, learn a little bit more about the Learn Plan Profit group, and we'll see you tomorrow at market open. Until then, like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.